Let's simplify this process a little bit. One, we need to make it, first of all, that if the user, for instance, let's go ahead and log the user in again. If it works, of course, it may not work because of the problems that I've shown you before. All right, that is probably because I made a mistake. That user doesn't exist. Let's just start again. Oops, yeah, right. That's what's happening. I added the wrong password. Let's try again. Okay, so we're still getting this issue here, even though earlier we saw that we're getting the right user, and there's some delay issues that are not allowing us to get the correct user when we get to the main screen here. Something is not right. All right, let's just make this even better by using what we call routing. What we want to do is we want to make sure that users, for instance, if they want to go to the main page, they could type something like this, main, and hit enter. Of course, nothing's going to happen because there's no routing, and then they should be taken to the main page. Obviously, they should be taken to the main page if they are logged in indeed. If they want to go to a login page, they can say login page like this, or login, whatever it is, and they should be taken there. Okay, so that's going to be the routing we're talking about here, so that the app knows exactly by passing into the web browser as such, this will take us to the correct route, or in this case, the correct page. Let's put together this structure slowly. Back to our app here. The first thing we need to do, let's go back to main.dart, of course. And instead of saying home here, what are we going to do? I'm going to comment this out, and you can actually write something like this. You can say init. Look at that. You can say initial route, could be a string. So the initial route, we're going to just say / like this. So it's going to be the main place. How do we then connect that initial route to the actual page? For instance, to say that if the web browser reads this / the main page or the home page is going to be what? Well, we can then pass the routes map as such. This routes is going to create a map, right? A key value pair. So now we can specify / is going to be what? It's going to be equal to getting started or something. So I'm going to pass context, and then I'm going to use the arrow function and I'm going to say getting started. Of course, this, I said, it's a map, so I need to put colon like this. And let's go ahead and import getting started. I think we don't have, what do we call? Get started page. That's what we called. All right, there we go. So now this is what's going to happen. The first thing this comes in is going to go to this page. Let's go ahead and save this. And you can see right away it went to this page, because if you look correctly, it says, okay, if there's nothing, right, just / there's nothing, it's going to go to the getting started. All right, let's continue. Well, what is the next option? Well, the next option will be main. Where is that I want to go? I'm going to pass context, and we're going to go to return the main screen page like that. Okay, and if they type something like this login, it's going to take us to pass the context to the login page. Let's see if this works. Now I'm going to get some errors if I go to login page, because by that point I wouldn't have logged in myself in. So let's go ahead and try this out. Say main, hit enter. I should go to the main page like this. Of course, I'm going to have a problem again because we've inherited those issues of the auth user and so forth. We'll fix that. But at least you can see that it does, the routing is working. If I say login, hit enter, we go to login page. We've created a very simple routing system that allows us to route users to the correct page, just like this. Now, if we had many other pages, we could continue the same process. But this is not the ultimate goal for us. This works fine, but it's not what we're looking for. First of all, we should not let anybody to be able to go to main page if they're not logged in. How do we make it so that, first of all, we only allow users to go into the main screen only if they are authenticated. Number two, we want to make sure that if the user is already authenticated, we want to show the correct page. If the user is already authenticated, just like this little logic we had before, we want them to go to the correct page. So if you're authenticated, go straight to the main page. If you're not, you're going to go to the login or get started, doesn't matter. And If you try to come up here and cheat, right? Trying to go to main even though you're not authenticated, we should just tell you to go to login. If you type anything else that is not recognized in the route, so it's none of these routes that we added, then we should obviously show a page that says page not found, something like that. So we have a full spectrum of how a web app should work. That's what we're going to start working on, and we'll deal with all these errors as we continue working on this.